just by going to www. Dot Holy Spirit's radio/.com. You can go to that page, the Holy Spirit's radio page, and from there you can go to the contact page, and there from that contact page you can go ahead and send us an email about your business, and we will gladly we will send you a package dealing with whether or not you want to do a trial or a 30-day commercial advertising on the show, or a 60-day advertising on the show, 90-day, 6-month, one month, or the platinum package is the 2-year package, and it ranges from as little as $220 to $250 per month, just all depending on what type of contract that you will be getting into. So we have a wonderful show for you tonight, and I'm posing the question: why do black men hate black women so damn much? And I'm talking young black men. I'm not talking black men under 35, but I'm talking younger black men. And this is a very very serious question. And tonight I'm just going to be talking about different articles that I have read in several days dealing with this topic. This is only a part one, because on part two I'm going to have some young black women and young black men on the show, and because that takes about 2 hours, so I didn't want to bring them on tonight and they not have enough time to really express themselves on the dating scene, and even into the marriage. But yet, I want to bring it up, and I want to talk about it because, for over 20 years I bartended for a long time, and even in my days of bartending, I would always run across women who always complained about the dating scene. And even here in Atlanta, there's a stigma in Atlanta, and it's amazing that a lot of women, when they come to Atlanta, they're told, listen, be careful, because you're going to be dating bisexual men, gay men, men on the down low, or men who just get out of prison, and were having sex with men in prison, and now they're out dating women again. And also this new age, this metrosexual. If I'm not saying it right, I apologize, but I'm not into this new age type of dealing. And a little bit later on into the show, I'm going to play a segment from our brother Dr. Umar Johnson, who will be coming to Atlanta November 28th and 29th of this month in November. And I'm so excited about seeing him, and I'm going to be talking more in detail about when he'll be coming here to the Atlanta area. But one of the things he said, and I'm going to post it a little bit later on, and he did a segment about women dating, women and men dating. And one question he told women was, he said, don't ever ask a man if he's gay. Ask him if he ever had sex with a man, and then see what he says then. And I thought, I chuckled. I thought that was kind of funny. But then I began to talk to these sisters out here, these 25, 30, who every 3 to 6 months they find a new man, and it's because of the dating scene is horrendous. Either these men, and these men ain't broke. A lot of them are professional. They have jobs and homes and cars, and yet when the women get with them, they want the woman to take care of them. And I'm just stating the facts. I'm not man bashing at all, because we're talking in truth here. But one of the things that they told me, 2 different women told me that one guy on occasion, he told her, Just because a man have sex, just because a man has sex with another man doesn't make him gay. My God. And she ran like hell. Now the other woman stayed with it, with the guy and started dating him. So this is a very serious situation, man, and it is so deep. It really is that many scholars have talked about the relationship of a black man and a black woman. And I can sit here and chime in on my input as well, and I will in a moment dealing with that. But this is a very serious notion, man, because I've told y'all on several occasions, you don't get it. What they're projecting by 2050 is when you look out into this world, you're going to see either gay or lesbian couples or interracial couples. So what are you saying? What I'm saying is the majority of the black men are going to be either dead or in jail. Right here in Atlanta, they have a jaywalking law that if you caught jaywalking downtown Atlanta, they're not going to write you no ticket no more. They're going to lock you up. Now, I know what area that goes for because I worked downtown nearly 8 years. That's primarily 5 points to the west end. What they're talking about, well, that's a predominantly heavily African-American area. Solely. You're talking maybe 80% African-American come through that area. White folks down there, but they driving. We train. We ride the train. And if you're in the business suit, they're not going to bother you. Funny thing, brother Dr. Umar Johnson said that was so prevalent. And in the same segment, he talked about, folks always say, well, if they're in love, they're in love. So amazing that when you look at these black athletes, from Michael Jordan on down, look at who they date. 9 times out of 10, the young lady they're dating didn't even come from money. Look at O.J. Simpson, ex-wife, rest her soul, Nicole Brown. God bless him. He found her in a diner. Tiger Woods' ex-wife was what? A nanny. Here you are a walking billion-dollar corporation. Tiger Woods, $1 billion. And the best thing you can get is a nanny to be your wife, the love of your life. But one thing probably Umar Johnson said was, if it's all about love, then why haven't you seen a wealthy white woman married to a poor black man? Garbage man or truck driver. You don't see that. You might see old thug dude. That's primarily sexual. But you'll never see a multi-millionaire female married to a poor black man. So what is love? When you really look at it. This wonderful article I read. I'm gonna get into this article. And I'm gonna take a quick break. It was written some years ago during the president's inauguration. I think I believe it was for his second term, President Obama's second term. That this thing, and the young lady name was Tamika Mallory, and what she wrote was keeping black men and women together starts at home. And she basically she narrates this thing, really talking, using the President Obama and his wife as a centerpiece of black marriage and what she called black love. I never understood what the hell black love is. Love is love, man. All day, every day. One of my pet peeves, I can't stand to go into in a card section and they got the audacity to have something called black love. So amazing. But yet in this article, she starts off by talking about the president's the president's inauguration and all the attendees. She talked about, Beyonce singing and all this and that. And I'm going to talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z in a minute. But not like you think, not in a negative way of what most people are doing. I pray for both of my brothers and sisters dearly. One thing's for sure, they're going to have to get out that limelight, at least for a season, to raise them babies. But nevertheless, she valued the relationship between the president and his lovely wife, Michelle Obama, and their beautiful children. And then she went on to talk about her parents who were married for 40 years. And they were in her life all the time, 24/7, as she related. And then she talked about people will give sorts of analysis as to why so many are growing up in a single family home. But the truth is, we cannot even begin to have this conversation without looking at the prison industrial system that has locked up so many of our men and increasingly so many of our women. And this is what I'm telling you, people. You got to be mindful of what you're seeing on TV and all this scandal. It's subliminal. They're moving you in, and I'm not being racist, but they're moving you into dating outside of your race. And don't be surprised when you see being Mary Jane, she starts stepping outside of her race too. It's all systematic. And black women, you got to understand something. You hold the power to this whole nation. You just don't know it yet. You just been duped by Rihanna and Nicki Minaj. You're thinking it's all about your tits and your ass. When all it is the power that God has placed inside of you. You hold down the black family. You have always held down the black family. I want you to start doing your research, man. Google the Black Wall Street. Learn about that and see what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then the other one down there in Wilmington. Google Wilmington. YouTube it. The Wilmington Massacre. Over and over and over, whenever black families were strong and together, unified, they built communities. I'm talking about black businesses. All time. And these men weren't educated, but still they were bankers. Huh? They owned grocery stores, mechanic shops, pawn shops, shoe stores, beauty salons, men and women. Some had banks. They were doctors, pediatricians. Huh? Every aspect of the workforce were in these communities, and they were thriving because of the unity between the black man and black woman. And in this article she's written, she talks about, unless we begin to alter this harsh reality, marriage may just be a fairy tale for many people. And I first noticed the lack of black nuclear families, she said, as a child when she was growing up. While she was raised in a two-parent home, blessed with unconditional love, she saw many of her peers who weren't as lucky. And now, to be fair, I'm not saying that single-parent homes don't provide love, care, protection, and guidance, she says. They do, of course. But the truth is, when the overall structure of marriage is broken down into a community, that community suffers. And there's no denying that. And with more and more of our young men shot or in jail because of an unjust system, black women are faced with fewer and fewer options. And we have to start dealing with holistically with gun violence and gangsterism, as well as prison system that does more damage than good. And then she talks about she goes on to really talk about the large level that's the large level that we need to tackle high employment and a prison industrial complex that would rather lock us up than watch us produce more couples like the Obamas. She also talked about the harsh realities, but accepting them and working toward altering them is the only way in which we can move forward. Improving our schools, mentoring young people, and providing counseling are immediate steps we should be implementing. She also talked about when young black men are profiled, harassed, stopped, and frisked on our streets, they are already receiving the message that they are criminals. When there are no jobs, no other school programs, no options, these young men and women are easily pushed or coerced into negative activities. That's why it's so important that, as I told you earlier, listen, we just yesterday we had the midterm election. People out there campaigning, oh, vote for me, and you saw all the foolishness on TV. They talk, listen, they talk about the same damn thing. Better education system, better jobs, and staying in the U.S. Same old bullshit. And I keep telling you, until you begin to take back your communities, it don't mean a damn thing. These people aren't going to help you. All these senators, congressmen, they are paid and bought. They are not in office to help you as a people. That is not their objective. I'm sorry. And all these people I talked about earlier, Bloomington and Black Wall Street, and there was another one in New York, and all these things that were going on, even back from Marcus Garvey, people were empowering themselves. These folk didn't have a lot of money, but they had, collectively, they had power. Do you understand that? Unity and power. That's what they had. That's what they had, people. She went on to say that when our young boys are seeking the affection of a father that isn't there, they will wind up in the wrong crowd when they are busy trying to prove their manhood, that they can be too quick to pick up a gun. When our youth have nobody to talk to after witnessing trauma or on our streets constantly, we're failing them. And when our kids are visiting parents in prison as if it were normality, they're already behind bars. As much as black women may say they're through with dating, the truth is they are just frustrated with fewer and fewer options, and and what are they to do? Start dating outside of our race? Date other women? It's great that we have so many strong, independent black women. I pride myself on being one myself, as Tamika said. But independent and strong doesn't mean you need someone to grow with and raise a family with. Such a powerful transcript this sister wrote, and I really wanted to bring it to you. Because, man, this thing is real, man. And folks are sitting here shucking and jiving. And if we don't get this thing together, man, as a people, and begin to work together as a people, we're gonna be in a hell of a lot of trouble. And tonight, what we're talking about is unity. Unity. And being united is one. Loving on one another. With respect. And honor. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back in by our dear brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, in just a moment. Hi there. And I want to share with you this wonderful new home decor store that has the city of Metro Atlanta beaming with excitement. Patina Blue is your one-stop shop where you can find all your amenities for your friends, families, and or business. They have some of the most unique gifts and designs that will have your new home, or if you're just looking to upgrade at Patina Blue, you will find hidden treasures throughout their Alpharetta store. Patina Blue is a unique lifestyle store offering adornments for you and your home. Their shop is filled with amazing selected collections of gifts, jewelry, bath and body products, furnishings, and home decor. We strive to inspire you and make everyday living simply wonderful, says the owner of this wonderful new store. Whether your style is romantic, rustic, modern, or hip, you will find it all at Patina Blue. Stop by or visit their website at patinablue.com. Let us help you with your decoration needs or selecting the perfect gift. And tell them Minister Jill Harden sent you by. Listen, I just ran into a fabulous spirit on yesterday. She is an owner, creator, and designer of her own fragrance oils and more. Natalie J and her company, Natalie J Naturals, has turned the lives of many of her clients around by sharing her God-given gift that keeps on giving. Her premium handcrafted hair care products came about when she was unable to find anything on the market to suit her needs as a black woman. Well, she sat back, meditated, researched the market, and created this wonderful product for women's natural hair. But she didn't stop there. She went back to work and began working on a new line of fragrances oil that will beat any department store that's merely stealing your dollars out of your community. At Natalie J Naturals, not only does she has the latest fragrance and oils, but at Natalie J Naturals, they will meet you and create a fragrance that suits your style. Now that's God, I tell you. Where can you go and get a personal fragrance smell that is named after yourself? Well, I did, and I am her number one client today. Give her a call at area code 615-785-5609 today. You can also shoot her an email at natjack25@gmail.com. That's natjack25@gmail.com. And also check her out her latest products, in which she has remarkable new products she is working on her Facebook page at facebook.com/Natalie J Naturals. And get this, my beloveds, she delivers. How awesome is that? That's Natalie J Naturals, delivering high quality hair and skincare products designed to meet your unique needs. And tell them Minister Jill Harden sent you by. Okay, we're back. And again, I'm going to play this insert by our dear brother, Dr. Umar Johnson. But before I play this, I want you to write this down. This is a 40-minute lecture that brother Dr. Umar did with some women a couple of years ago. And it's called Dr. Umar Johnson, and it says, Message to the Black Woman, Black Pride. You go to YouTube and Google that, Dr. Umar Johnson, Message to the Black Woman, Black Pride. And it's a wonderful lecture that he really helps women about dating, man. I mean, it is so powerful. Because so often, women are dating the wrong men. And most of the time, every time I talk to, so often, when I talk to our sisters, they talk about, well, I settled. And this wonderful lecture that he does, Message to the Black Woman, Black Pride, will really help you understand and understand the mechanism of dating and what you should be looking for in a man, in a king, so to speak. But right now, I'm gonna play this wonderful insert from Dr. Umar, and it's called "Why Black Relationships Failed." It's a lecture he did, but I'm gonna play about 5 minutes of it and let you hear what he's saying about why black relationships fail.
With his mother. I keep running the sisters talking about something. Well, he never did like his mother much. Well, why do you think he would like her? Sooner or later, we're going to wake the hell up. It's the same thing with the brother. If a sister was hurt by her father, or the man who her mother was in love with, then guess what? There's a possibility. There's exceptions to every rule. There's a possibility that all that's going to get projected on you at some point in time. And then you got to study the people who your partner listen to for advice.
All right.
You got to study the people that your partner listen to for advice. Because if you dating this man, and he got an old head who you look up to, and the old head is lonely and miserable as hell, you're going to give him all sorts of advice to make him leave you. Because misery loves company, and hurt people love to hurt other people. Hurt people. Ladies, you got to watch out for the 6 types of maladaptive out there. Most brothers are good. But you got a magnet for attracting the wrong ones. Why? If you're constantly attracting the wrong one, it's a reason why. There's something in the character of those men that's feeding an unmet need you had from childhood. What are the 4 major unmet needs? Love. Intimacy. Reciprocity. Trust. Acceptance. Let me show you how this works. I grew up in a house where I was never accepted by my mother and father. They constantly ridiculed me or rejected me. You know what that means? When I grow up and start dating, I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm either going to go out of my way to make the women I date accept me, which means I can end up being used like a dust rag or a rug because I'll do anything to get their acceptance, or I'll be afraid to open myself up to women because I don't think they're going to accept me, that they'll reject me. So you will either do what? Go all out to try to get the need met, or you will run like hell away from getting it met. Do y'all follow me? Yeah. Let's take love. You got a sister who grew up in a house where she wasn't loved by a man. She starts dating. Once she starts getting feelings for a man, that's what she's going to do. She's going to cut out because she's afraid that if she opens her heart, he's going to disappoint her like her daddy did. Or she's going to do what? Be one of them sisters who claim to fall in love after the first day of date. I love you until all he held was a slice of pizza. If you love me after a slice of pizza in the shape, somebody's crazy. I'm getting the hell out of here. Ladies, who are the types of men out there? You got the pimp, you got the player, predator, couch potato, impregnator in the profession. Fellas, you got fellas. You got the healer, you got the home wrecker, high maintenance, hopeless romantic, Miss Hot in the Pants, and the homicidal hunter. Who y'all want to do first? Y'all know why y'all laughing? Y'all open up. That's me. I said his ass. That's me, Hey! A pimp is a man who wants to use a woman for her financial assets. Yeah. Let me look at the card too much. Let me live with you. Buy my clothes. Pay my child support. Cook my food. He just wants to exploit you. And once he breaks you, he drops you off and pick up somebody else. That's the pimp. He's all about your cash. Then you got the player. You don't want cash. He wants cookies. You know what the cookies are? French vanilla, caramel, fudge! He's a cookie monster. He's out to sample every cookie he can get. So keep the cookie jars tight! When you date somebody, male or female, you have to decide what? Am I dating someone who's just playing the field until they find the right person and then they settle down? Or am I dating someone who's going to continue to play the field after they find the right person? Are y'all following me? Everybody in here, male or female, you are one type or the other. You are someone who can be content with the right person and you never go outside that relationship, or you're someone who always get that once a year itch. To go out and dibble dabble. And when you date, you got to study your partner to see what type they are. Right. And this ain't age specific. Because I know 80-year-old pimps. Come on. First of all, I think it should be illegal for any man past 65 to still be wearing cornrows and Allen Iverson.
All right, and that's an insert from, again, our dear brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, and he's talking about the dating relationship. And again, he has, if you just Google, go to YouTube and just put in Dr. Umar Johnson and just put in relationships, he has a multitude of lectures that he talks about in detail, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, some of them an hour long, really giving you an insight on this dating scene, man, because the game done changed. I mean, it goes so fast because for some reason, a lot of our young brothers, man, you know, they will go for anything now. And it's all because of the fact that these aren't spiritual men. They're guided by Facebook, Instagram, the latest rapper, whatever he's talking about, whatever they're doing, or whatever the video is exploiting to the mindset. But all in all, everybody is talking about disrespecting the black woman. Nearly 99% of rap songs on the radio talks about disrespecting the black woman. And yet they have the audacity to be talking about, he dating her now? Who gives a damn? He don't respect, and what woman would want to be with somebody and say, well, no, that's just a song. No, honey. If he's rapping about that every song, every song, album after album, the same thing, that's in the spirit now. That's really what he thinks about women, in particular women of color. You a hoe. You're worthless. Give me some head in the back seat, or in the bathroom stall. That's what they bought into. And yet you see him with these other celebrities, you think, oh, that's so cute. That's why half of them, the relationship don't last, because they have absolutely nothing in common. I don't care what you say and how you interview. If all you're doing is filling your spirit with foolishness, you don't have much intelligence going on with you. And I know a lot of people think, oh, Jay-Z is brilliant. He's a master. He's done all this and that. That's wonderful. But please believe Jay-Z had help all along the damn way. Nobody gets to where they are by themselves. So you can let them go. It's an interesting article I saw. It talked about 15 reasons why relationships fail. And the guy said that it's so easy to give up faith in relationships, because many of us have thought about quitting several times. And people would tell you when you fall off a horse, you have to get back on. And that's provided you haven't concluded that you don't even want to be on the damn horse in the first place. And relationships can be like horses. Some people think they are beautiful, remarkable, strong, and elegant creatures. Others think they are sticky, stinky, stupid, wild, and really not all that important to your life. And there's many ways to view relationships. The key is that we've all got to find ourselves in self-examinations when relationships fail or don't work out. And yes, there are many times when it wasn't our fault, it was their fault. However, there are times that regardless of whose fault it is, it's time to examine why it isn't working out in the first place. And I certainly agree with this, man. one thing about relationship is if you don't know yourself and you don't love yourself, why the hell are you trying to date? I don't mean that old hood stuff like, I love me. I'm not talking about that neck popping. I'm talking about truly know who you are and love who you are. Because if you got those two things, then the love of God exudes through you. It flows through your body and your spirit. All that energy, all that positive spiritual energy flows to you. The love that you exude, and when you walk, and most people don't have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. When they say, "Oh, I love myself," it's just a phrase for them. If they don't truly understand that to love yourself is to know that you know all your faults. All those things, oh, I wish I was fat, I wish I was skinny, I wish I was this, all those things that you have within yourself. If your father hurt you, your mother hurt you, or a relative or a friend, all those things, you have gotten them out of your system. Knowing who you are, knowing what your strengths are now, and how you came out of it, victorious. That's what I'm talking about when to know thyself. Not just to say a word, I know myself. No, you don't. Because you sound foolish. You never even spend 10 minutes meditating by yourself. So how the hell you know yourself when most people can't be alone? They can't sit still for long enough. It's amazing. So here are the 15 reasons in this article said why relationships break up. One says you don't know when to shut up. There comes a point where making your point becomes harmful. There are times when your sentence can end and be just as powerful, but is ruined because of your motive mouth. Number 2, you tell everybody your damn business. Man, that ain't the truth. Your friends are your support system, but they are a gift and a curse. They can be there for you when you're hurt, but they can also pacify you when you need to teeth. Number 3 says you refuse to accept that you will need to make some changes in your life. A lot of folks say, this is who I am. Accept me for who I am. The devil is a liar. God didn't make no fools. You just became one. Number 4 says you expect others to put up with your problems. You should accept my flaws and all. It's amazing. Amazing. Folks say it all the time. They want you to accept their baggage. But if you got a problem, they don't want to hear it. Number 5 says you're inconsistent. You say you know what you want. You say you know what you don't want, but you allow the two to mix sometimes. You can profess that you're ready to settle down at one point, and then you shout out, YOLO the next. So true about young men when dating. You're not ugly, just unattractive. Too often people confuse looks with attraction. I know plenty of beautiful women who are not attractive. It may be personality traits, or they have only heavily relied on their looks and haven't focused on their entire being to become completely whole. This is true to so many women. They're not ugly, but they're so unattractive, so vain. Another one is you're too judgmental. Your perfect 10 is probably not the person you envision them to be when you jot it down on paper. You also can't expect them to come off the shelf like that too. You're knocking down potential in people who may meet your 80% just because you find minor flaws. So many people are like this in relationships. So petty, so judgmental. Number 8 says your network is not helpful. You are the company you keep. You have to have positive reinforcements in your life. It doesn't mean that you have to have married friends or friends with children. It means you have to have a positive network that is beautiful instead of looking like a war zone of love. And I just said this talking about that energy. When you have that positive energy in you, you're not going to attract negative people. It's been said so many times that the 4 people you hang around, the most you become. So here you are in this wonderful relationship, but you got low-down trifling friends, male or female, who want to go to the strip club or go to the bar every night and leave your other spouse home. You might want to think that over. And number 9 is so prevalent. You have not learned to let go. Acceptance is a part of life that we always struggle with. We have to learn that we'll have to accept things in our past and leave them now. We hold on onto things because we think that if we let them go, it's like we're saying it's okay. We're not. We're accepting it and allow ourselves to move past it. A wonderful friend of mine wrote a book called The Past is in the Past, So Let It Pass. Nadia Atkinson. If you go to Amazon and check out Nadia Atkinson's, her first bestseller called The Past is in the Past, So Let It Pass. And it talks about learning to let it go, man. Let it all at my ex. Some folks all they do is talk about the ex, my ex, my ex, my ex, and so on and so forth. And never letting go of the past. And number 10 says, you got too much pride. And pride will always stand in the way. It will make you quit a relationship quickly. Number 11 says you want what you deserve but don't want to earn it. Them a lot of young brothers out there. They want to sit around and have a female take care of them and do nothing in return. Or whatever they did to get the woman, they remind them what they did in the beginning. Another one is your past becomes baggage instead of lesson learned. A lot of folks like that, they continue to hang on to their past and talk about it constantly. And number 13 says you digest entirely too much trash instead of daily bread. Reality TV, Facebook, social media. All you do all day long, is just taking all that smut. Smut. And you got no conversation or no respect with this young woman in front of you. You make poor investments in number 14. We're all guilty of this at times. We tell ourselves just this last time, but we know it's a guilty pleasure. Overspending when you don't even have it. Number 15 says, you allow yourself to be enabled. A lot of folks are like this. Mama's boy, they homies, girlfriends too. They allow themselves. I let her borrow my car because she didn't have no car. She had to pick her son up. I need you to come pick me up from work. But you haven't communicated that with your spouse. And this person is just using you, and you're being an enabler to their selfish ways.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
So much of this, we can get into dealing with this topic. It's so prevalent, and I wanted to really just set the stage for it tonight, because we're gonna come back and have some live guests on talking about why do so many young black men hate black women, and because over and over, man, black women are saying, this dating thing is crazy. I mean, these guys are just, they don't care. They woo them for the first 30, 45 days. Then after that, after the sex is a wrap. And my best friend, she always says one thing, and she always says one thing about women, but they don't understand. They hold all the power. And she's so true. No matter what a man does, at the end of the day, women, you have the power. You set the tone. And you set the atmosphere. And although men are kings and men are great leaders, you are a mighty warrior. And when you mix the two together, and you hold yourself high with great dignity, them same men who look outside and be into all that old crazy rap music and all them stupid songs degrading you as a woman, they're gonna have to take heed. Because if you walking in your destiny and in your excellence, these brothers are going to take heed and give much respect to a woman of God, because that's really who you are. You are a woman of God. Listen, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you were inspired by this show, and share it with your lovers and friends. As we always say in parting, to love yourself, to know yourself. Know yourself comes by spending time with God. We love you. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you for tuning into our show. We are honored to be your voice and hearing the latest and most accurate news. We would love to hear from you, our listeners, and tell us what you think about the show. And if there are any topics or shows you would love to hear, we surely would love to hear to get those shows on for you as soon as possible. And if you or someone you know has a small business, we would love to invite you on the show to promote your new business with our viewers and listeners. And finally, if you want to be a sponsor for the show or have your business advertised on the Holy Spirit Radio Show, just click over to the webpage at www.holyspiritsradio.org. From there, you click on the contact page, and we will email you our sales package for you to choose which advertisement spot may suit your needs. We thank you for tuning in and hope to hear from you real soon. Again, this is Minister Gio Hart saying thank you